Woman brutally assaulted outside Hatfield Township apartment. It looked like the man waited for her. More after this. Hello everyone and welcome back to AV's Point of View, where I give you my analysis of the most popular topics in the world today. Today's video, we have a pregnant woman brutally assaulted by a man that she knew personally. Before I dive into the details of the video, if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to AV's Point of View. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. Bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over. Similar to yourself, I'm my normal subscribers. Thanks for coming back. I'm diving in. Hatfield Township police are investigating a brutal assault on a woman outside of Hatfield Village Apartments on Thursday morning. The suspect, wearing dark clothes, gloves, and a ski mask, attacked the woman as she left her apartment around 4:30 a.m., kicking and punching her before fleeing. A neighbor's Ring video captured the attack, which police believe was targeted, and they are actively pursuing a suspect. Residents are calling for improved safety measures, such as increased security patrols and camera systems, while police assure residents there is no immediate ongoing risk. Okay. First and foremost, we got a young woman. She was leaving for work. She was on her way to work, 4:30 in the morning, kind of minding her own business. And she was attacked. She was attacked by a gentleman that was actually sitting outside waiting on her to walk out the door, okay? And, do what he wanted to do. Now, it turns out that the man that was waiting for her was, her ex-boyfriend, okay? They ended up hooking up, and she ended up getting pregnant by this gentleman. I don't know how far along she was, but she was pregnant by the guy. And then after that, he waited for her. I guess he lived with her. She must have just put him out of the place, the apartment. Told me to go back home. He wasn't feeling it. So he said, you know what? I got you. Went home, came back however many days later, and launched an attack. The thing that actually saved this young lady was a gentleman by the name of Christopher Stevens. He actually opened up his blinds and he saw the neighbor getting up. She was getting attacked. He called 911, and this guy, I guess he didn't want to be seen, he didn't want to be heard. He just wanted to get in, do his dirt, and be out, right? So it's unfortunate that it happened like that. We later found out that, she was pregnant. That's where I got the pregnancy from. This story has been running for a couple of days now over here in the tri-state area. He ended up doing what he did, got up, ran away, and that was that. You know what I'm saying? He called the cops. He ended up, the guy lives in Allentown. He's from Allentown, lives in Allentown. He went back to Allentown, they went and arrested him, brought him in. They thought it was just a simple, assault and battery. When they found out the severity of the beating, they ended up raising his bail to $500,000. I don't know what it was before. It's almost like a slap on the wrist. He could just leave. They brought him back in, $500,000, and they had him in custody. And he'd been in prison and waiting to be tried. So there's that. There's no safety. There's no threat to safety at this current moment because he's locked down and the young lady is fine. And it wasn't like that because she was a little worried because he let him out. He might have wanted to spin the block and just come back and be like, let me finish the job off. But fortunate enough for her, he didn't do that. But he tried to play it off, as you could very well see. He got the dark clothing on. That's what these criminals do. You know what I'm saying? And he beat the brakes out of her. Now, it was lights out there. You can clearly see somebody beating somebody up. You know what I mean? I don't know how he got over there, but he's a big guy. Big dude, solid dude, almost like a linebacker. You know what I mean? And he was just beating this chick up. Maybe he wanted the chick not to have the kid. That could be the possibility. Because she definitely was pregnant. So I'll put the link in the description of the actual publication that actually mentioned that. But this begs the question to be asked. Yeah, so we got a guy, he's out here, waiting for his girlfriend, and 4:30 in the morning, he knew what time she was leaving for work. So then he slid up on her, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why he went so ape shit on her, by beating her up is because she was pregnant. Okay, so with her being pregnant, he wanted to kind of like, get that one, get that out of there. The chick kicked him out of, the apartment, and they was living together, and I guess they wasn't lining up, they wasn't working, right? So she got him out of there. But at the end of the day, what you gotta think about is this, ladies: when y'all go out here and y'all start dating these dudes, and y'all decide to start moving dudes in the house, stop moving these dudes in the house. They gotta earn their way into that house, okay? If they ain't earning their keep, then they can't come in. She probably let this boy live in with her, okay? And he probably wasn't paying no rent. She probably was going to work, taking care of the bills. He do a little bit here or there, play video games or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And all y'all want is a man around because, I guess you feel secure with a man around, or, you wanted the action that man brings, and, things of that nature. So, but was it beneficial to her? No. I can tell you why it wasn't beneficial to her. It got her ass beat, okay? He beat the brakes off this chick, okay? He tried to do her dirty, and he did her dirty. Now he's going to prison, you know what I'm saying? And they even let him out of prison after they all had everything was said and done. And then they had to bring him back in and raise the bail because he just decided, you know what? Well, not him, but they just decided that, you know what, we got to get him off the streets because, they didn't know that the assault was that bad. They thought it was a little simple assault, you know what I mean? But then when they saw the tape and they saw the information, they was like, whoa, okay, nah, we got to bring this guy back in. We got to get him. He can't get back out on the street. Nah. So that was done. That was done correctly. I applaud the authorities for that. And then she was able to relax and just chill and just not worry about anything because, with him being out on the street, he could have potentially came back and just killed her. You know what I'm saying? Finished the job off. He felt like he going to jail. I might as well kill you. You know what I'm saying? So, but thank God that never happened. But, it's like things like that can happen. We got to be careful about who we invite in our homes, who we let stay the night. You know what I'm saying? It could have went from I'm just dating you to now he wants to move in. A lot of these dudes be wanting to move in because they don't have nowhere else to go. They trying to get out of their mama's house or their auntie's house or their cousin's house or, grandma, whatever the case may be. And they don't have no place of their own. They don't have no money. They ain't got no place of their own. They just bums. A lot of these men out here is bums. You know what I'm saying? Just get a job. You know what I'm saying? Go to work. Earn your keep. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your lady. Get a crib. Take care of your lady. If you can't do that, stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? Let them do what they do. You know what I mean? But, it's unfortunate that it's like that because, this is the society that we live in. Ladies, you gotta do better. And I'm quite sure this is going to get this young lady to pay a little more closer attention to what's going on. Because that could have been your life. And I'm glad that it wasn't her life, but, she ended up, making it out that in the best way possible. And Glad there wasn't no kids involved. I did say she was pregnant. I did read something where she was pregnant. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I just heard she was pregnant in one of these publications. So, there's that. For future reference, ladies, when you're dating, when you're in a dating site, take your time, you know what I'm saying? Just, look at what you're looking at, you know what I'm saying? Really look at what you're looking at. Really do your homework. Don't take the lazy approach and just be like, oh, everything gonna be all right. No, everything's not gonna be all right. Once you start getting lazy with your life, if you gotta put in that work, if you're really looking for a guy, you gotta put in that work. You gotta put in that work. Fellas, if you want a chick, make sure you put in that work. Don't just sit there and say, oh, she got some nice legs, she got a nice butt. I like the way her face look, things of that nature. It's like, nah, like, what is she really about? It's a lot of lazy dating out here, a lot of lazy dating. Y'all just hooking up with somebody just for the sake of just hooking them up. And, it's not smart. It's not smart at all. You gotta do better. You gotta do better. If you want to be safe in 2025, these are things that you have to do, okay? Because it seems to me that everyone has a record. What kind of record do they have? Oh, this guy has a record of assault and battery. I didn't know that. Wow, I wish I had known that. Then I wouldn't have never got with him, which in turn I would have never got my ass beat by him several times out there in the house and in the streets. See, it's these things that you gotta pay attention to, you know what I mean? You can't just sit there and say, he cute, I like the way he look, he rough and rugged, Look, that's something that a little kid gonna say, a little young girl gonna say. 21, 22. That's something that she gonna say, oh, he cute, they don't know no better. When you get to be 35, 40, you should know all these things by now, okay? There should be no excuse why people be going through what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? So, you think smart, you do things, smarter, and hopefully that never happens to you. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta do better out here these days, and if we don't, then we'll be reading a story about your life. But with that being said, if you like what you heard, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button as well. Bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over. Similar to yourself, I'm my normal subscribers. Thanks for coming back. I'm my new subscribers. Welcome. Welcome to AG's Point of View. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. We're trying to reach 100,000 subscribers this year. I need you to hit the subscribe button. I need you to hit the like button. If you're a visitor and you like the video, hit the subscribe button. We got more, okay? We have more from the past. We got more going to the future. We ain't going nowhere, okay? So I need you guys to do your part, all right? I'll do my part, but then you do your part, all right? Come visit me on my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, and the merch store. And I think that's all the announcements I have. So share the video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you're already subscribed and you think just check to make sure you still subscribe. That way we can boost these numbers up and we can keep it moving, all right? I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see you in the next video. Be careful out there. Peace.
To the scene, I gotta get to the bag now. I can't be chasing on these. They getting, they feeling and dragged down. That's why they just crash out. Stuck in the cell and it's man down. Life getting gone in a flash now. Fitting in, I'ma stand out. I done seen these crash out. They some baby boys. I'm the man now. They was questioning, make them fans now. I'm the best in my league and that's hands down.